Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Today's video, we're going to be covering XRP, what's going on with that, what's going on with Bitcoin, and what's going on with Cardano as well, and really to see what's the next direction, right? And so if you haven't already, do subscribe, drop a comment below, and click that bell, support our channel, and follow us up for the latest crypto news and ideas in, well, crypto. All right, XRP is trading at 47 cents to the dollar. It is not bad. We covered this in a couple of previous videos. We were talking about some of those hurdles. We were talking about the major market structures to watch out for. Even, I believe I read an article about the 4 major hurdles that Bitcoin is going to run across that is going to do. Well, these are covering those hurdles today, not only for Bitcoin, but XRP and Cardano, just kind of going back over those and showing you what I meant and kind of going back and just showing you exactly why those are important. So right now, like I said, XRP is trading at 47 cents and we're sitting around the 45. Now it's really making a big point. It's kind of consolidating right now, really strong. And it's when that's happening, it's making that market structure for that moment to come in. Why is that? Why do I call that a market structure? Well, mostly because it's going to return to this point later on. And this is what I meant by this last time. We were talking about being at 44, 45, how it's going to actually come up. I believe we were just a couple of days in it, how it's going to touch back down to these levels. And that's because of this market structure that happened back in March that was coming in. Now, of course, on the daily, you can see where we had this, which I consider this because the candles are so big that these are quite a big movement in the market. And so we're going to touch back here, which we already kind of are, giving it a little bit if we just show you right here. And as well as up here as well, just kind of giving you a line and showing you what I mean. So we're going to come back up in these levels for XRP. So around 55, real touch back on that. Now XRP, what around the 29th of March where we were around 57 cents. Of course, about a 10-cent drop from that. And we're going to touch back down on that. And we also have this line, which is major. Now, a lot of people like to say, don't follow so much with the lines, but this is important moments. These are some pretty key levels, what's happening between the highest of the highs and the lows. Now, we would consider this one in this movement, right, to be the low. So if you're following along with your Fibonacci and whatnot, this would kind of tell you where we're going. But I'm going to say here is what we have in this moment. So this area is a key point. We're touching back in this structure, moving, which is what we were talking about. And the next one, we're going to see some resistance that is 50 because right here we have resistance, previous resistance, and now support acting as and coming up. And we're going to see this is resistance coming up as well, which is going to push that selling pressure. Again, what we're talking about. And of course, right here we have support and resistance, which is also another strong level. This is a really strong point because we're coming in from several points of having resistance and support levels coming in. So it's really strong point. So we can say this is our baseline for trading. And this is where we can see what the price is going to be, what it's going to, the lowest I would expect it to go without just completely crashing through and nosediving is around 41. So we're in kind of a good area if we count this one out. So let's just remove this one for the sake. So for example, if we're able to kind of work in here, if it dips back down to this level, I'm gonna say I'm gonna buy some more XRP if it comes back down to around 40, 45 or so, because I believe it will just come back up to 50 and eventually reach back up into this point. If you have a long bias, it will reach back up to around 56, 57, depending on how many tokens you buy. It will reach back in this market area again. And so this is a moment. If it comes back down just a little bit, then it's a good buying opportunity for that. And this is what I mean. So we have right here when we're talking about that coming right back up, you can see it's touched previous again, the same. It's touched previous again from here. It's always going back and forth, back touching. So right here, I would expect it to reach back up to this point, regardless, and paying close attention to that. So XRP has a good chance of actually continuing down. Of course, we can see that from our candle. It's getting a little bit of selling momentum going on, and that's where I believe it will reach back down to at least the 45 mark or so, and then before it starts to kind of come back up. Of course, it's going to reach that resistance, but to enter it from 45 to reach back up to around 50 or so. It's not a bad trade. Of course, going if you're going if you're swing trading on that, of course. So uh, depending, and of course, if you reach this, if you got this candle signal right here, and this was a good signal to go short on XRP. That was your two major signals right here. All right. So enough of XRP. Jump to Cardano. Cardano, it was going up. I started to look really kind of bullish on this at first, but it's also coming back down, reaching those market structures as well. Coming back in to about right here. We had that, and also previous here as well. And these structures, especially this one, it came back down and touched. I do believe it will touch back down to 37. Again, it will continue to drop. We're growing momentum here. Uh, I mean, we still have around 10 hours left, so it's definitely bearish for the day. We want to see it kind of come back in, but I think we'll start seeing some a good support level around 39, 38 is a good area to put it. So before maybe some buying will coming in. Some stop losses are really pushing this down, and that's coming from this area right here. So let me just make this mark and right here. So coming back from February the 2nd and then February 21st, where he's reaching right here. This is where that support level is going to be kind of coming back in, and that will it's going to kind of make it from here. I don't think it's going to quite touch the 38 level, but right around here, and then hopefully we'll start to not see any more resistance coming up, and it should grow. So at this moment, I think it's going to kind of start coming back up at least around the 45 mark eventually, once we kind of bounce off here, as long as we can see it's going. But if we look at the bigger picture of it, that resistance of 40, 41, once we get past that level, we're pretty in the clear to go up a little bit, just a little bit, to at least get back to 50 before too long. And especially when we're talking about Ethereum, hopefully Ethereum will kind of do its thing, and Matic as well, and this will all push it, especially anything Web3 will push Cardano up as well. As far as Bitcoin goes, trading at 29,000. Much better. We talked about it a few days before that market structure. It is also working its way back into 30,000, slowly but surely consolidating. I think we're getting ready to really go for another big run coming in, and we can see that it's well doing quite well compared to some other coins. Now, where this selling and all of this pressure is coming in from the from this moment is exactly from previous major market structure. So back from in May of 2022, we're reaching back there as well. If you can see right here, where we got pushed back, it was coming from exactly back in May 15th, 17th. And as we come in, if we just move this just a little bit, giving us a little bit of area room, you can see it's just kind of bouncing in from that. And it drove that selling power coming in. And this is that major hurdle that we got to get past. We got a lot of we got past a lot of them when we were talking about, for example, back in February, we had that one, and it was coming off August, right? We were talking about it also in July, right? And also acting from the bottom side of the support level back in May. We were fighting with that coming up, and this is what was going on in these levels, especially right here in this market structure before that jump came up to 25. We were fighting that really strong, and even 18 when it dropped back down to like 16. This is that fighting moment that we had, and now this one is that fighting moment that we're facing next. And if we do so, to take 35 is not a big major problem at all. Unless we really look far back in July of 2021, that can be a major issue. But over and altogether, we're looking pretty bullish on Bitcoin coming up. Now I know a lot of people are like Bitcoin to the moon to 100,000. I don't think it's really going to be that. But it will reach into the next 33, 34,000, in my opinion. And well, once we get past this little area, 31. So this is that major moment to pay attention to, is right there. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on it as we're pushing up. So these next couple of days, We want to see a good couple of momentum candles pushing into the resistance line, and especially as we get up to around 30, 35, or 30, 30 and a half thousand. This is that really interesting moment that we need to pay attention to. Overall on the market, Bitcoin 0.3% in the red, XRP's 1.1 in the red, Ethereum 0.4, Matic's down 1.8, Dot's down by 0.3, SHIB's down. Everything's pretty red. Nothing like really standing out. Hex is up by 1.4%, nothing major. Atom's up by 1.1. TRX is by 0.6, 0.1. Not a whole lot of movements going on at all. And the only major drop here is the internet computer, which is, well, down by 5 and 7 for the day. But other than that, nothing other. And Chillis is down by 0.6. Nothing else is really taking a nosedive, which is good, but it's also not jumping either. Even Solana's down by zero point 0.6. Typical day, nothing major. If we look at the market cap for the week, Bitcoin is up by 6.3%, which is good. Again, looking at the weekly, Ethereum 1.9, XRP's 1.8, DOT 1.2, Cardano is up by 2.4, TRX 1.7, Atom. Sol is even up by 6.6. So if you really look at it as a whole, doing great for the week, but just the daily is not so great. Even Litecoin is up by 4.5% when you look at it on the weekly level. So again, quite bullish right now for really several things, but Bitcoin I'm going to pay attention to, XRP I'm going to pay attention to closely, and I'm even going to keep my eye on Sol right now to see what's going on because I believe that they're going to kind of will play along with Matic as well. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you. Do subscribe, drop that comment, let us know what you think of our videos, and support the channel by clicking that bell, and I will see you guys again next time.